the beast had won it all.
You're missing the point. There's no throne. There is no version of this where you come out on top.
Let me infiltrate the beat, concentrate the heat. If you ain't on my level, fuck it, let me be. I'll be going till it's all in motion, talking killing rappers, then I hit my quota. And my train of thought is more a locomotive, talking reason for it, I got locomotives. Used to be on a revenge tip, on a stun on my ex and a friend's tip. I was Spider-Man whipping the black suit, I was powerful but almost lost Luke. Blurring the line between human and artist, try not to change but I swear it's the hardest. I swear when you're up they turn you to a target. Home was a trip, all I did when I'm talking. So, what it take to be an icon? All in your desktop, so I just might already be one. My me with the label, it feels on the table one sign, but I'm down for a free lunch. Just speaking my heat-seeking missiles of hits, but other than me, I see no heat exist. Yo, gassed up, I'm about to go green, go green, go green. Hulk smash if she know me, know me, know me. Write it to life like I'm Stan Lee, Stan Lee, Stan Lee. If life's about to be a cold war, I'm the hero that they asked for. Green, 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 green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green, 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 green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green, green, green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green. Get the fuck back, I'm about to go green. I might begin making a feature Iraq. Cause when I hit your beat, I turn shit to Iraq. Dropping bombs like I'm cursing you out. This your house, then I'm kicking you out. Quiet as a mouse, came in the game, not a word is out that I've been lighting the flame. Shit is potent, don't you know it? I've been flowing, steady growing till they know the name. Saw it ahead of time, knew that I'd get to my losing myself in the view that some window pain. I swear I'm all about peace, I'm a positive person. Wasn't always like that, you know it took me some learning. They asked me how I push a positive light, how I keep my composure through internal fights when addressing the mic through these dark nights. Where the Bruce Wayne, what a trick me. Here's some truth that I'll let free, Bruce Banner of rap if you ask me. When my will to win and the track meet, the secret is I'm always angry. Yo, gassed up, I'm about to go green, go green, go green. Hulk smash if she know me, know me, know me. Write it to life like I'm Stan Lee, Stan Lee, Stan Lee. If life's about to be a cold war, I'm the hero that they asked for. Green, green, green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go.
Shout out to everybody. I hope everybody's feeling great. Thank God it's Friday. Shout out to y'all. Thank you for being here. I know you guys could pick anywhere else to be. You could pick any show to watch, but instead you watch me. I appreciate each and every one of you for doing that. Thank you guys for making my life possible. Shout out to all the MVPs. Shout out to the wonderful Kim Jones. Shout out to my pops, because, you know, without him, I wouldn't be here. All that good stuff, y'all. I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. We're about to rock this show. Remember, the theme for today, the Pac12 and the Mountain West. The Pac-12 and the Mountain West. We're going to get into it. I'm going to talk about all the matchups all week. But before I do that, I want to give a special shout out to the MVPs because we went green again. Haven't missed 2 days in a row. On top of the world, looking great. Everybody's hitting parlays. Everybody's hitting spreads. Yes, some props missed. It happens. But the MVP's got to be feeling healthy as hell going into the week. So I did something special for the MVPs. I added tonight's game to the lock list. Let's win 3 in a row. That's how we do it. We're going to win during the week and the weekend. No big deal. Just another day. It feels right. So we went ahead and made a lock of tonight's game. But I'll talk about it to some extent, and then I'll get to the chat. Remember, if you're watching on TikTok, I don't take any questions, comments, or concerns from you guys. Come over to YouTube, throw a comment in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let us get after it. I don't know what's going on with the subscribe button, but apparently people are finding it. I'm sitting at approximately 12,800 subscribers. I want to tell you that thing was in the 10,000s 2 days ago. 1,000 subscribers back-to-back days. It feels amazing. I don't know what we did, but I'll take it. Shout out to them. I also have a video going viral for the first time on YouTube. I'll take it. I got a video with 192,000 views. That's more than I've ever had. I think before that was 60,000. We're building on YouTube slowly. That becomes the permanent platform moving forward. We use TikTok just to get some faces, some eyes, potential customers, but we don't want to be on TikTok the rest of our lives. It's very toxic over there, y'all. It is very toxic in TikTok land. These kids don't know what they're doing. They're missing left and right, and the MVPs with all the green text are on top of the world. We're doing a watch party tonight. We're watching SMU at Temple. I want to ask you guys, winning your life, have you ever been excited to go out there and watch SMU at Temple. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm the reason you give a shit about SMU at Temple. I'm the reason you're not going to watch baseball tonight. I'm the reason you didn't know the WNBA finished their season this week. I'm the reason we didn't know there was an NFL game last night. We didn't watch that boring shit. We were out there watching our money stack, bro. You never get bored of getting paid. I used to tell this to my soldiers every time they were on duty. They'd get 24-hour duty. They'd look at me and say, Top, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Top, why am I at work today? I said, you're getting paid? Never get bored of getting paid. It's an amazing feeling. So we'll sit there and we'll watch SMU tonight. Shout out to the MVPs. They know the play. They got a 10-minute long video from me this morning talking about this matchup. 10 minutes? If I told you to talk about SMU versus Temple, go. You couldn't talk about them for 10 minutes. You couldn't even point to me. Babe, where's Temple? She said Arizona. I love Kim. I drive when we're in the car. She said Arizona. Temple University is in Arizona. I guarantee you she's not the only one. I don't know if anybody else is going to say Arizona, but I know you guys don't even know where Temple is. How many of you in the chat know what SMU stands for? Now she wants to give the right. Now she wants to chime in with an answer. That's why I can't have a co-host, y'all. She be giggling over there. She Googled it. She said, oh, shit. Did I say Arizona? She meant Tempe, bro. She meant Tempe. Leave her alone. She's beautiful. You know how that goes. You know how that goes. Let's go see what's happening in the world of sports. First things first, Justin Fields is out. The Bears are excited. They get to start Tyson Bagent. I told you guys in the preseason, Tyson Bagent is not him. I didn't think he would be great in the NFL. I didn't think he could ever lead a locker room. I made this video multiple times. And then I did a video and said I was wrong because he made the NFL. He's in a locker room. And now he gets to go out and lead a game on the field. Now, do I think he's going to be great? Probably not. But it doesn't matter. The Bears are just auditioning anybody for that role. Let me tell you guys something. You ever been married? You ever been in a long-term relationship with the wrong person? There will be times in your life, if you're too young and you haven't experienced this, maybe you're not as good looking as I am. Like maybe you haven't gone out there and experienced life. But let me tell you what happens. You'll be in a marriage and you just know. You're just like, oh, I'm married to the wrong person. And you're just waiting for the right moment to get divorced. You're waiting for the right moment to move on, to get financially stable, to build up enough courage to say something to them. You don't want to hurt their feelings, whatever it is. But for the most part, it's financially driven. Sometimes kids are involved. It gets a little messy. But either way, you're with somebody, you're like, nah, I don't want to be here. Just waiting for the right moment. That's the Bears right now. They're waiting for the right moment to get rid of this dude. They want a divorce faster than you can ever imagine. And then after the divorce happens, you got to forgive them a little bit. They've been married to the wrong person for a bit. They're not really suitable and fit for marriage. They're going to be broke initially because now they got to sell the house and move into an apartment, and they got to kind of get by for a little bit before they get back on their feet. They're going to be capped. They're going to hurt the cap a little bit. This is what happens every time you get a divorce. Anytime you break up with a high-paid quarterback, you're in cap hell the next year. You got dead cap space. You can't really afford to court somebody great. You got to wait for your money to catch back up, and then you can go after your prize target. So you date riffraff for a while. Yep. Girls like to say they're on the rebound. Nah, you're just not desirable enough to all the good ones out there. Takes a little bit. The Bears will be in this situation. So will the Broncos. So will any team getting rid of a quarterback they've been attached to for a while. They got to get a divorce. It's going to get a little ugly. They got to bounce around a little bit, and then they're going to go find their dime piece. But right now, you're just you're just tired of what you've been with. You're going to take anything. How about Tyson Bagent? Yeah, we'll take Tyson Bagent. Let's bring him in. That's good enough. You ever been at the bar looking around? Any of you guys ever been there at closing time? Closing time. One last call for alcohol. Yeah. So finish your whiskey or beer. Let me tell you what some guys do. Some guys stand outside the exit door and just look for wounded gazelles. And they just want to grab one before it goes off with their friends. Hey, where you going? Where you going? Where's the party at? Where's the after party? Yeah, them dudes got no game. And they're just taking anything walking out the door. That's the Bears right now. It's closing time, and the Bears are outside the door at the club, just looking around going, hey, you'll do. You'll do. How about you? How about you? And they're like, damn. They were on the dance floor dancing with a hottie. They thought it was a hottie. But she already bounced on him. She said, I'll be right back. And she bounced. She wasn't single. She wasn't ready for that life. She wasn't even really interested in you. Oh, by the way, her dancing sucked. You didn't want to be with her anyways. That's Justin Fields, by the way. Justin Fields is the guy. He's the hottie who couldn't dance. You ever seen a fine-ass girl at the bar? You go ask her to dance. You get on the dance floor. She starts dancing to the words and not the beat. She starts dancing to the words and shit. And you're just out there embarrassed. You're like, what the hell's wrong with this girl? I'm out here to just kill it, man. You're like, oh, man, I picked the wrong one. I picked the wrong one. It's too late. Everybody in here saw me with the wrong one. It's going to be a man maybe next year. Maybe next week. That's how the Bears feel right now. They picked the wrong one in the draft. They found out this one couldn't dance. Offbeat. Got some debt. Got an ex-boyfriend that still wants to be with them. Can't get it done. Can't complete the job. You walking around unsatisfied all day. That's the Bears, man. This is a terrible relationship they're in. But they got Bajan. Oh, by the way, Bajan's starting, and who's opposite of him? Who's opposite of him? They're playing the Raiders. The Raiders. Guys, I'm not disguising my voice. My throat really sounds like that right now. The Raiders. That's how I sound right now. It's better than this. The Raiders. The Raiders. I was listening to a video earlier today on TikTok, and this dude was like, just sounded real nasally, like he was plugging his nose. You guys know that's a red flag, right? We've been over this. Yeah, ladies, if you want to know if your man is going to defend you in a fight, if you want to know if he can protect the home, just take him swimming and then ask him to jump in the pool. And if he plugs his nose before he jumps in the pool, if he does this before he jumps in the pool, yeah, he's not fighting anybody, bro. He's not defending your honor in any way, shape, or form. That's a red flag. I'm telling you right now, that dude showing up to a street fight in some flip-flops and wants to negotiate. Hey, pal. Yeah, he uses words like pal. Hey, pal, I just want to talk. Oh, I'm gonna, baby, I got a tummy ache. That's the type of shit he says, bro. That dude ain't real. Gee golly. By gosh. That's the type of dude you're messing with. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. So nonetheless, the Raiders. You know who they're starting? One of my guys, Aiden O'Connell. So Aiden O'Connell versus Tyson Bagent, rookie quarterback, starting games. Somebody's got to win. Give me Aiden O'Connell to win that matchup. You guys always tell me, give you NFL takes. Go get that money line and go take the Raiders. Take the Raiders to beat the Bears. NFL fines, bro. I don't know what's going on here, but Jamal Adams had something to say to one of these concussion doctors. So Jake Bobo took a bad hit. Jake Bobo, former, where was he before UCLA? Michigan? Transferred? It's a Silver Spoon kid. Anyways, so he goes and gets hit, and Jamal Adams kept saying, he's good. Stop checking him. He's got a concussion. They don't care. Jamal Adams trying to get in the way of the doctor. He good. Let him stay in the game. Dude, shut up. You're not a doctor. Are you going to be screaming out, he's good, when he's out there domestic violence and acting crazy and irrational on Instagram? Like, how many times do these players go, yeah, he's good. Don't worry about it. CT, no. He good. You don't do that when he's starting problems. Leave these men alone. If they have concussion symptoms, let the doctor check them. The doctor gets paid to do this. So he got fined $50,000 for getting in the way. And they said, we did not consider him a repeat offender. You guys know he had an issue in week 4, right? Jamal Adams, bro. Pay attention to the field. Pay attention to the field. All right, college football tonight. Let's get excited. So we got a game, SMU Temple. Obviously, it's an MVP lock. All I'm going to tell you is this. And I'm going to tell you guys something different than I told all the MVPs because I love to do that. If you want to know what I told the MVPs, get some green by your name. Become an MVP. You'll learn all about it. I promise you'll learn all about it. But here we go. SMU at Temple. So SMU's on the road. They're going up against Temple. Temple might have a problem. They might not have their quarterback, okay? Quarterback might not be there. E.J. Warner, concussion protocol. So if he doesn't play, they got a dual threat quarterback coming in. We'll see how he does. Warning, not that great. But what's really cool about SMU as a team is when you look at SMU and you guys get to watching them, don't worry about their offense. Preston Stone in his first year starting, taking over for Tanner Mordecai, who just transferred over to Wisconsin. Doesn't matter. Preston Stone, he's been missing a little bit, but he is a good quarterback. He was a good high school quarterback as well. He puts up some numbers. Jalen Knighton, that's the Miami transfer. Kamar Wheaton, that's the former 5-star Alabama transfer. He is injured, but if he was healthy, he's got a hamstring injury, so maybe he might miss the whole year. Shout out JSN. But that guy's good. But when we go down here, Roderick Daniels, that is a beast of a player. He scored a touchdown in like 3 different games now. I like this kid. He's not on any of the props anywhere. You can't bet on him. He's nowhere on FanDuel. But I bet Roderick Daniels has a game. I don't know why he's not on the injury list. This is a player they're all forgetting about, Roderick Daniels. You see Jordan Hudson, that's a transfer from TCU. He's a great player. Left TCU and came over. Kashawn Smith, a kickoff returner, punt returner, stupid fast. This is a guy from Miami. He's a beast. Ramilo Brinson, also from Miami, complete beast of a player. They call him the Joker. Like, they have so many transfers from Miami because Rhett Lashley, the head coach at SMU's former offensive coordinator at Miami. But when you come look at their defense, I'm a huge fan of SMU's linebackers. And tonight I want you to keep an eye on 2 linebackers. The first one is Ahmed Walker. Okay? Ahmed Walker used to be the starting linebacker. You see this uniform right here. Starting linebacker at Liberty. Okay? And Liberty, he was like 2nd or 3rd in tackles last year. But he was an impact player at Liberty. And he just transferred into SMU to come play for his old defensive coordinator. So Scott Simmons is the defensive coordinator for SMU. He used to be the defensive coordinator or secondary coach at Liberty. So he left Liberty, finally gets his chance to be a defensive coordinator. He's doing amazing, by the way. And he brought some of his players with him. Ahmed Walker's one of them. And I want you guys to keep an eye on Ahmed Walker, number 34. So he'll be playing great tonight. Oh, by the way, one of those other Liberty transfers is this guy down here, Chris Ghost Megason. He started a ton of games. This guy can play football down here, Chris Ghost Megason. But the other linebacker I want you to keep an eye on, besides Ahmed Walker, is Kobe Wilson. He leads the team in tackles. Kobe Wilson's an impact player. This is a 3-star kid out of Georgia. Here's the thing. Kobe Wilson, look at that uniform he's wearing. That is the Temple Owls. Kobe Wilson is leading the team in tackles. He's the leader of this defense at SMU. He just transferred in from Temple. He's playing against his old team, and he knows them well. He used to lead their defense. It's got to be an exciting time for this man. Got to be an exciting game tonight. Look for is it 32 or 34, and then 24. Kobe Wilson's 24. I think it's 24 and 34. Ahmed Walker's 34. Yeah, I watch a lot of film. I do numbers, guys. So 24 and 34 on defense for SMU tonight. Get excited about the game. Look for those linebackers. It'll be incredible. They're everywhere. Now, Mountain West. Let's talk about the Mountain West matchups. Air Force at Navy. It's an MVP lock. I can't talk about it. Hawaii at New Mexico. I'm excited for this game. I'm excited for a couple reasons. Firstly, both teams have only won 2 games. They're at the bottom of the Mountain West. And as far as building goes, I like both these coaches. Schrager gets his yards no matter what. You see that man's got 2,000 yards already. 2,000 yards. Dylan Hopkins, this is the transfer from UAB, former starting quarterback at UAB, transferred into New Mexico, followed his offensive coordinator. Bryant Vincent was the interim coach at UAB last year. Did pretty good, but Bryant Vincent lost the job. They wanted him to get the head coaching job. The administration at UAB said, nah, we don't want to hire him. He's not a big enough name, and they went and hired Trent Dilfer. And Trent Dilfer's doing a great job. So Brian Vincent doesn't get hired as a head coach, feels some type of way about it. He gets hired by Danny Gonzalez to come out here and be the offensive coordinator for New Mexico. So when he gets to New Mexico, he brings a couple guys with him. He brings Dylan Hopkins. He brings another wide receiver. He looks like Wes Welker, but he's injured right now. But they bring players from UAB. They bring a JUCO transfer, not JUCO, a FCS transfer from Alabama State. And the reason they brought him is because Brian Vincent, before he was the offensive coordinator at UAB, he was the head coach at Spanish Fort, a high school in South Alabama. And this is where most of the players come from in Alabama, Spanish Fort. Really perennial power. Really good school. So that's why I like New Mexico. They got new blood and everything. That's kind of cool. One guy to look for is Caleb Medford over here, University of New Mexico. He is a transfer from TCU, wide receiver. He's actually doing really well. But, man, do I want to see Timmy Chang do it, bro. We're talking about a team that's been putting up some points. Yeah, they struggled against Oregon. Who doesn't? But Hawaii's been putting up 34 points in a loss. Right? So does New Mexico, though. In losses, New Mexico's been scoring really well. Obviously, they beat UMass in overtime, and then they beat Tennessee Tech or whatever. But they're not a bad team. Putting up 26 on Wyoming is real. I just think they're in this thing. I know. What's the line say? 2.5 Hawaii? Give me the over. It's 60. Give me the over. And 2.5 Hawaii. Give me New Mexico to win this game. New Mexico to win. Go check that money line. New Mexico to win the game at home. I want to see New Mexico win this game. There you have it. Shout out to Hawaii. They look like the better team. Then we got Colorado State at UNLV. This is a great matchup. Everybody believes in UNLV. New head coach Barry Odom, former head coach in the SEC, now the highest paid coach in the Mountain West, and he's doing it. He's doing exactly what he was paid to do, which is win games when nobody else thought he could. He's winning them all. Shout out to him. And then you got Jay Norvell moving over from Nevada, coming to Colorado State, revamping this team. New, I would say, new culture, new commitment to excellence. I just like everything they're doing. Obviously, they're starting a redshirt freshman quarterback in Braden Fowler Nicolosi, BFN as I call him. And UNLV, well, they have injuries at quarterback, and they got to start Jaden Maeva. This is a redshirt freshman as well, 6'4", 220, huge guy, but doesn't always take care of the ball. The gunslingers, bro. One thing you need to know about UNLV is they have about 4 running backs they can rely upon. Colorado State apparently has none. And then wide receivers, I think the wide receiver cores are very comparable. Ricky White, former Michigan State wide receiver, former Georgia kid out of Murrieta when he won state, played with that vape thief, Eric Gilbert. But Ricky White transferring to UNLV with Harrison Bailey. Bailey since transferred to Louisville. But Ricky White's dominating, leading the team in receiving. And then Torrey Horton's probably one of the best group of 5 wide receivers in the country. So both these guys lead their teams. They're going to put up numbers. Nobody can stop them. They don't match up well. And Fowler can put the ball anywhere he needs to. And they're trusting this kid to just sling it. Sling it. Now, yes, Colorado State's 3-3. They've been tough in some of their losses. I don't understand some of these wins. Like this last one against Boise, they had no business winning that game. It was a monumental collapse by Boise. I think Boise was up 30-10 in the fourth quarter and lost that game. Shout out to Andy Avalos. He should be fired. And then on the flip side, UNLV's been extremely dominant, putting up over 40 points every single week for 4 weeks in a row. UNLV has put up over 40 4 weeks in a row. I don't think it stops now. And they put up 40 on when they beat Vandy. Right? They put up 40 on Vandy, guys. Like, I like everything they're doing. UNLV looks like the team to beat, but the spread is 7.5. That's huge. I do like the over in this game. I like the over, and I don't know how I feel about the spread at all. I like both these teams. I think Colorado State might be. Man, Colorado State, check their money line. Somebody check their money line. Check Colorado State's money line and take it, bro. How about that? How about them? It's easy for me to say. I'm not putting a unit on it. But if you put a unit on it, let's go Control F this thing. Here we go, UNLV. Look at that. Plus 240. Good luck. It just feels like we're in for it, bro. Feels like we're in for an upset. Give me Colorado State to go out there and swing and do their thing. Plus 240 money line. I'm crazy. I'd be wrong. It don't bother me. Utah State at San Jose State. I'm going to tell you guys, Utah State has 3 great running backs. They've been using them all lately. It's pretty crazy. Lagasse is a dealer, bro. San Jose State's favored in this game by 4 points. I don't see how. I watch Utah State win shootouts, come from behind victories, put up 38 points on JMU, which is just insane. That JMU defense gives up nothing. That should tell you how well they score. Air Force, they're hard to score on. This team can score points. Fresno State, hard to score on. This team can score points. Utah State is not a joke. They know they can score points. They got that over-under at 65.5. But Utah State's going to cover this spread against San Jose State, if not win the game. 4 points. I like Utah State to come out here and score points. If anything, just go in here for this right there, team total. You come in here, the parlay I would do is, or the decision I would make here is away points. Utah State's away. Give me over 30.5. I think Utah State scores over 30.5. They're just a good offense, guys. I don't know if they can stop anything, but they're a good offense. I'll take it. And then there might be props game day where we can check for anytime touchdown scores. Utah State's got a 3-headed monster at running back. I just like them to be able to score against Utah. Look at this. San Jose State got ran over by Boise. That 35, it was over 200 yards rushing. San Jose State can't stop teams that run the ball. Okay, you run it like crazy, you can wear these boys down. That's what these guys do. When you talk about yards rushing, I know it only says 172, but trust me, these guys put up massive yards, massive numbers. A lot of this has to do with the fact, like, you should be so impressed. For them to have these averages, 300 yards passing against these defenses, Air Force, JMU, Fresno State, these are top 25 teams. These are fringe top 25 teams, and Utah State's still going to put up over 30 on top 25 teams. People need to pay attention to what these Aggies are doing. This Lagasse kid, he hasn't been playing all year. Look at these numbers. How efficient can you be? He has not been playing all year. The backup came in and threw for 400 yards. The backup quarterback. Yeah, McKay Hillstead, he threw for 400 yards in a game against JMU. This is not a joke. Cooper Lagasse, 66% completion percentage, rating over 159, takes care of the ball. Cooper Lagasse is a player. They just found Briggs as their other running back. They got 3. I love Rasul Faison. I made a video about him because I love him. The 7 yards of carry, bro, and explosive, and they throw him screens. They're only 4. It must be draws they give him. I see him on 3rd down in there all the time. Devon Booth, a JUCO stud. These are monsters. I like this team. Look at, they got 3 running backs all over 5 yards of carry, and they're getting it. Just trust, man. Utah State, go do your thing. I think they beat San Jose State. Didn't mean to close it. Oh, there we go. And then the last one, Nevada at San Diego State. That's an MVP lock. Can't talk about it. Washington State at Oregon. Obviously, Oregon's the favorite here by a wide margin. Washington State, the wheels are kind of falling off of what they need to do. I thought they were going to have a bad year this year, losing your offensive coordinator in Eric Morris. They kind of proved me wrong initially, but I think I was right. Seeing them lose to Arizona is what I expected, right? I called it last week during the live show, just like this. I told you guys, I feel like Arizona's defense was better than people understand, and they were going to shut down Washington State. I did not expect that blowout they got. I didn't expect that, but I did say they're not going to do what they think they're doing, not to Arizona. And Arizona's a totally different team with Noah Fafita. Now, Oregon's still a very good team. Oregon, to me, is still a top 10 team. I know they lost to Washington, but they outgained them in every way, shape, or form. This is a 20-point spread, though. What you want to do, if you believe in Washington State for this game, is you go to alternate spread and you move it to 21.5. You see that right there? You move it to 21.5. You take the plus 21.5 for Washington State. It's minus 50. You don't take the spread that it's at right now. The spread it's at right now is inviting you to you need 3 touchdowns, and you need more than 3 touchdowns. So you need to go 21.5 if you want to take Washington State. I'm giving you a strategy right now. Okay? Anytime touchdown scores, you can look it over. Who's going to run it in and score? I think this is like money, right? Bucky Irving's scoring for sure. So you grab Bucky, you throw it in there. Bucky's going to score, but you want Washington State to cover the spread, and now you're magically over 100, and that's what you're looking for. Anytime you're doing these parlays, just get it over 100 and chill. Pick things you know are going to happen. We can parlay this all day. And if you think Oregon's winning the game, we can go crazy and go back. We can say Oregon money line, Bucky to score, but Washington State to stay within 21.5. Now you're at 138. This is how you do it, guys. You pick things that are going to make sense. Is Washington State going to score over 21? Or is Oregon going to score over 40? Oh, my goodness. Huh. I like the under. It's the first half spread. 10.5. Give me Oregon to be ahead by 2 touchdowns. Look at that shit. Now it just popped. If you can get crazy and say Oregon's going to be ahead by 10.5 at the half, there it's 526. Now we're talking money. But now you need all that to hit. We know Bucky's going to score. We know Oregon's winning the game. Will Oregon be ahead by 2 touchdowns at half? You got to believe. And then Washington State hangs in there the second half. This is the type of shit you talk about. And then if you take off Washington State completely, you go back down to 115. Because you believe in only Oregon? I got you. If you believe in only Oregon, then you take the over. And you go ham. Oh, that's not enough. There it is. You take the under. Holy smokes. I believe in Oregon, but I don't think they're going to score over 40. There you go. These are all the things you should be doing when you're trying to figure out your bet. And then you go in here and let's say your unit size is $20. You only put half on it. You only put half. Any parlay, do half a unit, a quarter a unit. Don't go crazy. You just do that right there and chill. But you guys got to learn how to play. I know some guys go, man, I'm throwing 300 because I'm going to win 1,700. Yeah, bro, you just lost $300. Careful. Or you can do each one individually. You can do each one individually because you know they're going to hit. And you can, let's say you still want to do $400. You put 100 on each one. How many are going to hit? Right? And when you add it all up, what's the one that matters? And this is where you got to be careful because these are the ones that matter. These are just easy $7, $16. I know there's juice off of it, but this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's like, we bet differently around here, bro. Yeah, you're not winning $1,700 if they all hit together. But you could walk away, miss on one, and still walk away with, $16, $20. And over time, you get up units. Can't school you guys through the game. But I wish you well. I'm excited for that game. I think obviously Oregon's better. Utah, USC, that's an MVP lock. Arizona State at Washington. I expect Washington to win this game in a complete blowout. There's nothing to talk about. Arizona State's wheels have fallen off. They're not healthy, injury prone, and a lot of things going wrong. UCLA at Stanford, MVP lock. Can't talk about it. All right, kind of broke down some games. Talked to you guys about betting strategies. Don't want to go off on that tangent too much. But now I'm going to move to the chat. Once again, if you're watching me on TikTok, do yourself a favor. You got any questions? You want to be a part of the team? You want to do anything? Go to YouTube. Go up here. There should be a link in here. If there's not a link in my profile, go to YouTube. Search Rico Knows. Don't use the app. Use the browser version of YouTube. And when you use the browser version, meaning Safari, if it prompts you and it says, do you want to use YouTube app? Say, no, I don't want to use the YouTube app. You're going to use the browser version of YouTube. Use a laptop, a desktop, doesn't matter. Then you hit join and you become an MVP. Anybody else has a question, comment, concern, anything, come over here to YouTube, drop it in the chat. I will answer it. We're about to move to the chat. Once the chat ends, the show ends. So don't let the chat end. Shout out to all the MVPs are here tonight. Shout out to everybody watching. Please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Sweetie, can you hit that fan for me? Thank you very much. Andres says, what up, Rico? Hope you're having a good Friday. TGIF. What's the key to success for Washington State to try to get a win at Oregon this weekend? Oh, my goodness. Andres, to get a win, they would have to stop Oregon from scoring. They have to defensively stop Oregon from scoring. I don't see that happening. I want you to understand, Washington Huskies have a great defense, and they held Oregon to 30 points. 30-something points, right? It's 30 or nothing. Like, Oregon's going to score. So you got to do that. Another thing, the only time Oregon struggles is on the road. They don't struggle at home. They struggled on the road against Texas Tech. They struggled on the road against Washington. They're at home. They're not losing at home. Not in that jungle gym. No way. Really excited to see how Cam Ward does this game. All right. Well, be excited, Andres. I hope he has teammates that show up to play because he can't do it alone. Terry Rozier, a.k.a. Hawks Daddy, says, hot take. Hot take. Colorado loses out and Deion loses the locker room. Well, Terry Rozier, I don't think he's going to lose the locker room if they lose out. I think he's going to lose players that don't want to be there. That's not the locker room. Remember, his son is in the locker room. 2 of his sons. There are players in that locker room. Their fathers are on the coaching staff. Shout out to Caleb, right? Caleb Mathis, his father's a defensive backs coach. There are people that are not going to lose. They're not going to lose in that locker room. But if they do lose anybody, they're gone. It's a whole different thing. Like when you lost the locker room as a coach, they used to fire you because there was no way to get rid of the players. The players couldn't leave. There was no transfer portal. They were all going to be on the team. Once you lost a player in your locker room, he just became a cancer in your locker room. This is why the transfer portal is so great, because you can just get rid of people who aren't bought in. You can get rid of people who don't believe in your program. You don't believe me? Arizona State did it. They took Jawan Mitchell and said, you're out of here, bro. You transferred in the winter, and you're not a good person, and we don't like you. You don't hold doors open for people. You don't say yes, sir, no, sir. You're not carrying yourself the right way. And they cut him. They got rid of his ass. And that was the only excuse they gave. The excuse they gave was he's not a good person. That's what Kenny Dillingham said. And then Colorado and all the Colorado fans laughed and said, ha, you just got rid of a really good linebacker. We'll take him. We need help in the linebacker room. We'll take him. Coach Prime will foster a good environment for him. He'll give all he needs is a black leader, a mentor, a father. All this shit they told me, a father figure, all this shit. Oh, Kenny Dillingham's white. He can't relate to him. And I'm like, guys, do you really think there are no black coaches at Arizona State? What about at Tennessee? What about at Texas? Do you really think it's a racial thing? Do you really think that it's a cultural thing? There are 3 coaching staffs, 3 entire coaching staffs that have no relation to one another that have given up on this young man. 3 of them. They just gave up on him and said, go to the portal, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. And then finally, Arizona State, they gave up on him and said, we don't want him. And he's at Colorado right now. And he hasn't played the last 2 weeks because apparently he violated team rules, whatever that is. Because he's not who you think he is. Yeah, that's going to happen. The locker rooms are going to fall apart. But you can just get rid of the kid. He's not going to be there for the next 3 years. You got a freshman acting up, he's gone. It happened with Bowie. Smoke Bowie left A&M after getting kicked out, suspended, whatever. Leaves A&M. Goes to Georgia. Won spring football with Georgia. Doesn't like that he's 4th string. All right, you're out of here. We don't need to keep you around. We can lose the locker room. We'll get rid of the damn locker room. Whoever's in the locker room, whoever we lose, you're gone. You're not a part of this team. You're gone. But it's a hot take. They all start falling apart. It's a hot take. Bobby Albright says, Rico, just got off work for the week. Now I'm getting paid to drive and listen to Rico Knows. Bobby Albright. What a world it would be, bro. What a world it would be if I could get paid to drive and listen to me. That would be cool as hell. Shout out to you, Bobby. Congratulations. Kavion, what up, Kavion? He says, what up, big dog? Hope the day treated you well. Yeah, man. Went house hunting today. Drove out to South Carolina. I kind of live near the border of Georgia and South Carolina. So we drove out to South Carolina. It was pouring rain. What an idea. In the pouring rain. And we went to check out some houses. 1 second. Jimmy F., you just became an MVP. Oh, he's got a black badge, y'all. Jimmy F's been an MVP for over a month now. Shout out to Jimmy F. Congratulations, man. Hope you enjoy the MVP content. You're part of the family. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting us. Appreciate you for signing up. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Thank you, Kavion. Hit the like button. Thank you, guys. If you hit the chat and you leave the chat, you can hit your screen again. It'll say thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumb it up, and that'll help us. Help us with the algorithm. We got nothing but rhythm. Just letting you know. So, yeah, I took Kim out. We went house hunting. We went looking for houses. We found what we were looking for. We found a new neighborhood. We like new construction. We found a beautiful new neighborhood. And we went into these model homes, and we went into some houses, and we looked around and said, yep, this is the neighborhood for us. And then we went out to the homes while they're being constructed on, because I'm Rico. I'm Mexican. I'm going to walk through these things. I'm going to see them before they're built. And, yeah, I'm not into a big yard. I don't want to be 3 miles away from my nearest neighbor. I need high-speed internet to do my job to begin with, and I like fancy new things. So that's how we're doing that. Shout out to the wonderful Kim Jones, though. She's a great co-pilot, just chilling, not complaining about a damn thing. Hey, I want to tell you guys something. This is a true story. There was a model home, fancy as hell, but we get the code to go into this home with nobody there. It's just us. And this home is like $1 million home. It's out of this world to me. I'm not exaggerating. It was so amazing. And we look at it. We're like, we don't need all this. It was 5 bedrooms, 4,000 square feet. There was shit upstairs that we'd never seen before. There's another living room upstairs. It was incredible. And the master bedroom's like the size of my house. And I'm not even exaggerating. And while we're there, though, they got free snacks, y'all. They got free snacks in the fridge. They had every assortment you can think of. You open the fridge, they had Sprite, Coke, 7-Up, some other shit, big old Powerades, and all kinds of stuff. And they had snacks, cookies, and protein bars, and chips, and all this shit. We just start grabbing everything, bro. With no hesitation, I'm with my girl, and we are grabbing stuff. And we're just enjoying it. Bro, we opened up the garage. That's where the realtor's office is. And we sat there for another half hour, babe? 45 minutes. And I went through every document of paper in that office, checking prices on other homes, what they sold them for the last 6 months, so they couldn't pull a fast one on me. So now I know the price of the home, what it used to be, what it used to go for, what add-ons cost. You can't tell me nothing. I went through all the paperwork. It's not my fault. The realtors weren't there. We went through everything. And Kim, being Kim, she keeps looking out the window, making sure somebody don't show up. She was scared. She was the lookout. Dude, the best thing you got to do when you're doing this is stay focused, do your job, handle your shit, and they walk in on you, you just be like, yo, you shouldn't have left this out. Now, to be fair, they didn't leave it out. I was opening up drawers and shit, filing cabinets. I was going through filing cabinets. I felt like it was Watergate because we had like the lights dim, and I was going through shit, and I was just yelling out numbers and addresses and models and doing stuff. Man, we were in it for 45 minutes, and I felt so good because I had a sidekick with me, bruh. She was looking out the window. She was taking notes. She was listening, taking notes. We had this touch screen we could use for some things. It was cool. Quite the experience to do it with Kim like that. I just like that I had a road dog with me. Now, she ain't no real gangster, y'all. She ain't no real, I'm not saying I'm a thief, but she ain't no real criminal. She's too scared. She's not about that life. She looked too much, bro. She's too nervous. Me, I just take it and keep going. But we ate a hell of a lot. We ate, all them snacks were gone. I'm just letting you know. TGIF, I got some downtime to join the live. Let's go. What up, Salt and the SWAT? Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Let's go. What up, Derek Newcomer? There's my boy Paguno. Yo, Goat, how do you feel about South Carolina money line? Prod Marks, Goat. They're playing. Who are they playing? South Carolina. They got to play Missouri. Yeah, if you like it, do it. I'm going to tell you, I feel like it's a shootout. Either team is capable of winning, so I don't bet on games like that. When I look at two teams and there's a 50-50 chance that either one of them can win, I just leave it alone. If you learn to walk away from games like that, like I don't look at a big game and feel like I need to put any money on it. I never feel that way, ever. Like I don't go, oh my God, Notre Dame's playing Penn State, or I'm sorry, Ohio State's playing Penn State. Rico, what do you got? We got to bet on this. No, you don't, bro. Sometimes it's just a good game to watch. Sometimes you can just enjoy the matchup for what it is. And that's how I feel about South Carolina, Missouri. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair between two teams, and they're going to go back and forth with no semblance of defense, and let's hope, may the best team win. But I wouldn't put my money on anything. So how do I feel about it? I feel it's got a 50-50 chance. Good luck, man. Seth says, everyone gets a shout-out except Morantz. Morantz is my twin brother. He don't need a shout-out, bro. He's been getting shout-outs his whole life. He's good. Vegas Content Gap Channel said, Cash Money Records, baby. Hey, there you go. Love it. For the 99s into 2000s. Kavion says, not Pac-12. Hey, that's not a Pac-12 question, Paguno. So, very true, Kavion. What you need to know about Paguno is my day one A1. Paguno's been here before everyone. He is the very first male follower I ever had on TikTok. He's been around for a lot longer than everybody. He's been here since I had 3,000 followers. Paguno is an original dude. Paguno's been on lives with me for ever. Like I don't want to even exaggerate. Like 60 hours a month or something like that. Like something crazy for a year before any of you ever knew who I was. Paguno knew me before I was Rico Knows. So he gets the pass, bro. He gets the pass. But thank you for checking him. Sultan Swat says, success getting recognized and people tuning in. TikTok for karaoke and YouTube for business. If you don't know what Sultan Swat's talking about, I go on TikTok before I come on live here on YouTube, and I just listen to music. I can't do it on YouTube because of copyright issues, but I'm on TikTok live, and I listen to my music, man, my good music. I am where I am. Is USC in trouble? I don't think they broke any laws. Chocolate Giddy Up. I don't know what trouble you're referring to. They're a nationally ranked team. They won a Heisman last year. They were on the verge of being in the playoffs. They have one loss this season. I'd imagine they're in less trouble than anybody else, right? They really are. They're doing just fine. It is what it is. They're recruiting great. They have the appeal that they need. They have a great coaching staff, kind of. But, yeah, USC's not in trouble. Nope. They could lose 3 games and not be in trouble. They'd just be disappointing, but they're not in trouble. You want to talk about trouble? Texas A&M, that's trouble, right? Boston College, that's trouble. Indiana, trouble. Houston, UCF, Syracuse, trouble. Clemson, trouble. USC, not so much. Kavion says Tempe, and he's crying. Tempe, bro. This girl said Tempe. Philly, that's where Temple is. Temple University is in Philly. You were on the other side of the fucking world, babe. How'd you feel about that? No, you're not dumb. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're an incredibly intelligent woman. Temple's in Philly. Stop playing with me. Look at address. Everybody writing Philly. Southern Methodist. Look at everybody knows all of a sudden. I'm baby Rico. Kavion says he's baby me. Okay. Kavion, you getting there a second quicker than me. There we go. Eric Dickerson's alma mater, SMU, the Pony Express. You got to be quicker than that. Yeah, this is kind of a Mountain West Pac-12. Gonzaga is rumored to bring back college football to be a player for the Pac-12 Mountain West Big 12 expansion. Could this happen? What basketball schools could this be a player, could do this? What basketball schools could do this to be a player? All right, Salt and SWAT. So, to be fair, a number of schools have football teams. Schools like Villanova. But they're not FBS level schools, okay, for football. To become a football school, you need 85 scholarships. To have 85 male scholarships at your university, you have to have 85 equivalent female scholarships. This is called Title IX. It's a law. Anytime you hear title, that's a law. So the federal government has made it a law that there is going to be an equal number of male and female scholarships at every university in America. So to have an equal number of sports and opportunities, if Gonzaga was supposedly going to start playing football, they would need to remove 85 male scholarships from some other sports or discontinue other sports, or they would need to increase 85 scholarships for female athletes. That is the complication there. I think it's a lot easier to discontinue 85 male scholarships within other sports, whether that be track and field, lacrosse, water polo, gymnastics, volleyball, tennis, golf, who knows? But that's how that works. Cross country, things like that. You cannot just say we're going to create a football team tomorrow because you need 85 female scholarships. That's the law. So, and then, okay, I need you guys to understand that becoming an FBS program requires millions of dollars of commitment to your sport and to athletics, something most of these universities aren't doing at this very moment. That's why they're not FBS level. And this is why they have those 3 years of transition that everybody hates. This is why JMU, right, Texas State, Jacksonville State, Sam Houston now, everybody has to do these transition years before they can play in a bowl game because they have to show the NCAA that they have the capability and ability of filling those 85 scholarships. Remember, a scholarship is equivalent to athletic aid, financial aid, tuition, plus, additional stipends. Like, it's a lot of money for one scholarship. Now you got to do that. Let's say it's $100,000. You got to multiply that by 85. Now you look, so it's an $8.5 million commitment to even fund your football team. And then we got to talk about travel, room and board, and a bunch of other things, including your coaching staff. So if you wanted to create a football team out of nowhere, the level of commitment you need from your university is like $15 million right off the rip. And yeah, you can get into a conference and get TV revenue, and that affiliation will pay you back. But you have to show that $15 million commitment 3 years in a row before you start reaping the benefits of being in the Good Old Boy Network or the FBS. It's just some things to think about. Salt and the SWAT says, will Lincoln Riley fix the Bears, or do they need to sell? Okay, so the Bears will never sell as a franchise. That's not ever happening. Remember, George Halas bought the Bears for $100. This is why they said Caleb wants part ownership. He wants equity and ownership when he gets drafted. He wants a percentage of ownership of the team that drafts him. It's a deterrent. It's a way to scare away the Bears. The Bears will never draft him now because they're not given any percentage of their ownership, right? They're just not. Now, George Halas isn't the owner anymore. He passed away, but his daughter inherited the team. She's an elderly old lady. The one thing she'll never do is give that money to anybody. Give that team to anybody. I mean, the profit on the Bears is Blair Witch status, right? If you guys don't know, Blair Witch Project and Paranormal Activity, these movies were made on $20,000 budgets and made hundreds of millions of dollars. It's like kind of the same concept. You bought the Bears for $100 and they're worth billions today. You're not giving away any percentage of that to anybody. Not if your dad. Not if your dad worked that hard for it. At least I hope my kids wouldn't do that. Please like the video. Thank you, Salt and the SWAT. I appreciate you. Thought she was a hottie when she was really a thottie. A thottie with a body. Yeah, exactly, James. And do you know what thought stands for? Beautiful. Just yes or no. You can say no. She doesn't know what thought stands for. Thought, T-H-O-T. T-H-O-T. That's a thought. You heard the phrase, she's a thought? She ain't nothing but a thought? Yeah. That hoe over there. There you go. Yep. Bears need to be relegated to the XFL. Oh, I don't believe in relegation, but I'm with you. SMU going to cover the spread, Rico. Gil, if you were an MVP, you would know the answer to that question. What do you think about Raiders quarterback Aiden O'Connell? Tomorrow with a Glock. I made many videos about Aiden O'Connell. I think very highly of Aiden O'Connell. I think he has a great release. I think he's going to be an NFL quarterback for many years. The problem is I don't think he should start this year. That's what I said to everybody. I don't think he should start this year. But I still like him. Congratulations. Shout out to S9 for becoming an MVP. Welcome to the team. He's in his first month of MVP. He's got a white badge, but I ain't mad at him. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. Hopefully you go watch the MVP playlist and you watch all the videos on the MVP playlist. Relegate the Bears and call up the Battle Hawks or the Stallions. Damn. MVP level question, buddy. There he goes. Kavion will let you know. Relatable. If people can relate to the club, people can relate to the club. Bobby Albright, he's got a black badge. Y'all see him right there. He's been around for over a month. Bobby says, how do you feel about how UCLA and Chip Kelly handled Dante Moore so far? Seems like they might be losing some trust. No, I think they handled it right, Bobby. You got to let the freshman play or else he'll transfer. So right now what they're doing is they let him play. They gave him exposure outside of conference, and then they realized he doesn't have enough or he's not good enough to win in conference. So you're going to give other guys opportunities. You're going to run the ball a lot with Carson Still, but Dante Moore can beat somebody in like 3 years. Just like every true freshman, Dante Moore has no business in the starting lineup. Every true freshman in America should be redshirting or third string because you should have been recruiting equivalent players of that talent level 3 years in a row. And the guys on your team should be more developed, more physically mature, more physically gifted and talented than any freshman you bring in, theoretically. But you see it here. You get a 5-star, and now he's immediately ahead of everybody else. But I would have been starting Colin Schlee and said, fuck, the hell with it. Kavion says, nah, I don't beat some ass in some slides before. Oh, man, sometimes you got to get active on your chill days. Yeah, well, I'll let you know right now, Kavion. I am constantly thinking about what could happen if I leave the house. I'm on that level all the time. So you can ask him if I'm going to go out in public in a pair of sandals. Not happening because I need to be prepared to scrap at all times. I wear my shoes. I wear jeans 24/7 because I can't get tore up on the sidewalk if it goes down. Like I got a whole lot of stuff going on in my mind. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. So I sit a certain way in places. I stand in certain angles. I'm ready at all times. I don't like people standing behind me, walking behind me, nothing. I'm just different, bro. I'm built for this mentally. I'm always alert. One day I was walking in flip-flops just to go check the mail. What were we doing? Walking the dog? Walking the dog. I wore a sand and I damn near broke my ankle with them damn things. It just went off my foot wrong. I got size 12 feet, bro. The sandal went off my foot wrong. I was like, yo, what is this? I was just walking. I was pissed. There was no, not getting active. I was just walking. Damn, my boy is a walking red flag. Plugging his nose. Justin Fields, a G golly type of guy. G golly. Every time you see a play, let him know. Is Jake Bobo related to Willie Bobo? Hell no. No, Willie Bobo's the real deal, y'all. Willie Bobo taught himself. I don't know if anybody knows this about Willie Bobo. And we're going to get to know everybody over the years and stuff. But Willie Bobo is 60 years old. No, he's 61. And at 50 years old, Willie Bobo taught himself how to play the drums. And he's in a band and plays the drums, and he doesn't know how to read music. He just plays the drums. I got video of this dude. on YouTube. Kim and I watched him. Like 10 different songs. He's just drumming, bro. He could just pick it up as he goes. He figures, hey, yo, what are we doing? And then he just starts drumming. That's some crazy shit. Willie Bobo's a bad dude. Now, the other day, he was drumming on his phone and banned one of you guys by accident, but he's good. Stop playing. He good like that. Okay, just realized we had Marco's Pizza over here. Might have to see what Rico's talking about. What's the name of that pizza, babe?
It's in the chat.
You already wrote it in the chat? The Ultimate Magnifico. There it is. Bobby Albright. Order an Ultimate Magnifico. I promise you. Order an Ultimate Magnifico. Who's your favorite running back in the SEC? All right, Kavion. So everybody's going to give you I know it's not a Pac-12 question, but everybody when they talk about it, they're always going to go straight over to Judkins, right? Not me, bro. If we go to SEC and we go to leading rushers, not Ray Davis, not Schrager, not Diggs, not Wright, not Daniels. Nope, and nope again. My favorite running back in the SEC is probably, I'm making sure. So my personal favorite is Mario Anderson. Mario Anderson Jr., Division II transfer, rushed for 1,400 yards last year at Newberry. Just transferred into SC. Took him a while to get going. Mario Anderson Jr. reminds me so much of Emmitt Smith. Just a strong lower body, great vision, gets it done. Hey, did I say strong lower body? Pause. But just Mario Anderson is him, bro. And he's getting himself going. They're starting to rely on him more. We're talking about 5 yards a carry. Remember, he didn't play a whole lot initially. But I'm telling you, last year he was Division II. Transferring into the SEC, you got to respect it. Notice, they weren't using him early on. At all. You don't even see him for the North Carolina game. He didn't even play in North Carolina. They didn't use him much. 2 carries against Georgia. But once they started giving him the workload, the juice, the workload, look at this. He's just becoming that guy that can go in there and kind of beat you up, get it done. I like this man right here. Mario Anderson Jr., 5'9", 208, tough to deal with. Doesn't have the greatest speed, but I like him. Very Emmitt Smith-esque. Durable. Durable is the word I'm going to use. So I like the kid. Just letting you know. Probably my favorite running back in the SEC. Outside of that, it's going to probably be some players who aren't playing, guys on benches and things like that, but he's one of my favorite. Another guy I like is the kid at Auburn. Where is he at? Not DeMar Austin. Not Sean Jackson. Sean Jackson, former walk-on. He's actually not here. Brian Battie. I like Brian Battie. Where's he at? He's way down here. They're not even letting him run. That's crazy. Brian Battie is one of my favorite running backs as well. I guess he's not running. Oh, there he is, 29. I like Brian Battie. He's a bad little dude, transfer from South Florida, one of my favorites. Thanks for the question. I don't mind it. Get that Magnifico. Got to go and run errands. See you at the live tonight, MVP. See you later, Assault and SWAT. I know you'll be there. King Entertainment just laughing. Do you know Tony Gonzalez, former head coach of UNLV and Bishop Gotham High School, is he still coaching? I don't know, Kavion. I don't know. I owe you an answer. Ash is my favorite MVP, and you know this, man. What up, Willie Bobo? Willie Bobo, throw. Love CSU and their three-headed monster, Ficolosi, Braden Fowler, Nicolosi, Horton, and Holker. Shout out to Holker. He's a transfer from BYU. He's a very good tight end. Yep, they got a good three-headed monster. I like it, Myron Kid. They're a good team. They're good to watch. Somebody out there ridiculous? You only timed him out for 1.8K seconds? Is that 24 hours? 1.8K seconds? That's a lot of seconds. We'll see that dude later. What was he? He's a troll? Gotta go. Will do, Kim. Yeah, get that pizza tonight, Bobby. I hope you like it. I hope you like hot links. Got a little kick to it. Cooper Lagasse, first pass was a touchdown dime in a bowl game. He's a baller. Trying to tell you guys. See, my MVPs, guys, when I make a reference to a player, the MVPs know who the player is because they know so much football. The MVPs, you hang out with me enough, you're going to learn a lot more. But they know enough already, bro. Like, I can't have regular football conversations with people who don't know sports. I can't be around them. Sports bar, not happening. You come to me, oh, Rico, I'm a sports fan. Not happening. I had a guy ask me to be on his podcast 2 days ago, babe? 3 days ago. 3 days ago, a guy asked me to be on his podcast. I did it. I went on his podcast. And when he sent me the message, I said, so what kind of questions are you going to be asking? I like to get a question sheet. I don't need to prepare. I just don't want to deal with the nonsense, right? And he was like, oh, well, we can just debate sports. I said, what the hell is wrong with you, bro? You don't want to I'm not into the debate format, number one. I'm not ESPN. I don't like debating anything. But you don't want to debate sports with me? I'm going to demolish you. We can't have a conversation about anything. You just don't know. You know who loses in a debate? The first person that learns something. That's who loses in a debate. If you learn something, you lost. I don't learn shit in a debate because there's nothing you can teach me about anything. Like, I already learned that whole topic. So I appreciate my MVPs, though, because although they can't teach me, what they can do is provide some really, really refined thought process. Like, they'll ask me, like, hey, Rico, what do you think about this matchup? Do you think the under's really good? And I'll be like, I didn't even think about that. And then they'll make me put my thinking cap on, and I appreciate that. Or they'll say, hey, Rico, I was thinking about the team total under first half. And so specific. And I'm like, damn, I didn't even let me think about it. And I love that they challenge me to that regard. And only MVPs can do that. Because only people who are putting money where their mouth is, only people who are putting money on their craft and actually care and watch all the live streams and sit down and engage me with conversation, those are the types of people I can be around. Because they're all in. Because they care. I love it, man. Cooper Lagasse, yep, boom, boom, boom. What do you think about College Game Day at JMU next week? And Adam Bass, I do not care for College Game Day. Babe, do I watch College Game Day? No. Not even a little bit. No. I haven't watched College Game Day in maybe 5 years. I don't need College Game Day. People watch College Game Day to hear what 4 or 5 TV personalities think about the game. And maybe you learn about a storyline about some players, like their dad is sick or somebody's got cancer or somebody had to overcome something. Like, I don't learn shit from College Game Day. Like, imagine watching something and they don't know anything about the topic. I don't know. Maybe you're a subject matter expert on something and you don't need to watch it at all. Like, all you guys type on your computer right now, right? Everybody can type on a computer, I would hope. Imagine watching a video that was teaching you how to type, but you already know how to type. How boring would that video be? And they'd be like, well, this is where the home row goes. Let's try this. And you'd be zoning out like within 3 minutes, right? That's how I am when I watch Game Day. I'm like, oh, these guys, they suck, bro. They don't know shit. And they're just doing dumbass shit, letting kids kick field goals. And Pat McAfee doing this long, drawn-out thing. He's a sellout. I can't watch him anymore. And I used to be the biggest Pat McAfee dude. All of them are sellout. I don't like anything on TV like that. I'll never watch it. And if it's on the TV, it's only because I'm waiting for the game to start. And I got that shit on mute, bro. Mute. Like, I'll never watch that. So, I don't care if they go to JMU. They could not go anywhere for a week. I wouldn't notice. Abel Cardenas says, Rico, do you like SMU game over 41.5 on an alternate line and SMU 10.5 building a teaser? Abel Cardenas, what you're doing is asking me about an MVP level lock in public chat, and I don't do that, Abel. So, listen, I see you're an MVP. If you have questions like that, you need to ask them throughout the day on a comment underneath the video that I post for MVPs only, and we can break down and give you assistance on whatever teaser you're building. But a public conversation like that in front of people who aren't MVPs, you're asking me to give away information that people pay for. It'd be really disingenuous to the people who pay. So that's not happening. Tony Sanchez is either at New Mexico or New Mexico State as a wide receivers coach. Last you saw. Okay. Excuse me, chat just jumped on me. Bear with me. Tylen Hill says, what do you think about the Penn State-Ohio State game? It's an MVP level lock, Tylen Hill. Only sharing that with my MVPs, but thank you for asking. It's a Big Ten game, Tylen. He's only talking Pac-12, Mountain West, or the game tonight. Rico moves lines. F.U. Vegas. Andrew is an MVP. What he's telling you guys is true. I think somebody in Vegas is on the MVP list. Anytime I give a play to my MVPs, anytime we talk anything about the lines of the games, within an hour, the line has moved. And that's either going to be somebody's in our circle or the MVPs go out and put way too much units on it and it moves the line because nobody was betting on a particular game in the way we are. I'll give you an example, guys. Nobody's betting on a group of 5 game the same night as a Major League Baseball playoff game or, you know, all these other occurrences happening. And I'll be like, yo, let's go bet on the team total under for this team. And then all the MVPs go, okay, let's do it. And they all throw, I don't know. There's 1,400 of them. Let's just say they all throw $100 on it. That's literally $100,000 on a game that would never see $100,000 on it. Nobody's doing that anywhere in America. So Vegas sees that and goes, oh, we need to adjust this line. And by the time my MVPs see it, the guys at the end of the MVP line, let's say you're at work and you get to by the time they pull it up, it's moved. And that's what Andrew's talking about. It sucks. Derek Newcomer says, thanks for the MVP vid for today, Rico. I'm excited for tonight. Yeah, man, I wake up at about 3 or 4 in the morning, and I work on the data for 3 or 4 hours, and then I make the video for you guys and get it up to you guys as soon as possible. It all depends on what time zone you're in. Some people see me up in the morning. Some people think I stood up overnight. That's not what happens. I go to bed, but I do wake up early, and then I'm working. So when I'm working on something at 3, 4 in the morning, there'll be somebody on the West Coast in California. They're up till 1 in the morning, and they're like, oh, my God, Rico's up. What are you doing, Rico? Go to bed. And I'm like, what? I just woke up. But I'm working day and night for you guys, making sure we have the right data, the right information. And that's the whole point, Derek Newcomer. I want MVPs to get excited about games no one else cares about. We're doing it. We're getting excited about games no one cares about. Just wait. Wait till we start betting on UFC fights in the offseason, and I start looking for prop bets on the NFL draft, or I start providing information on futures bets for the MVPs moving forward. We got a whole year worth of winning to do. We're going to hit March Madness hard. We're going to hit everything, bro. We are it. So I believe in us and what we're doing. Shout out to the MVPs. We're a whole movement. It's a whole community. Eli W. says, Cougars ain't stopping Oregon at Autzen. Exactly. Deion going to reload year after year. Colorado's future is bright. Not necessarily, Eli. Deion can reload year after year, but it doesn't mean he's going to be there year after year. He can get hired elsewhere, and then Colorado's future isn't bright anymore. David in Arizona. Good afternoon, Rico. Do you know who Coach Dwayne Aquina is? I was a swarm in Tucson, a desert swarm. So I don't know Dwayne Aquina because I think it was 1994, and I wasn't really familiar with most of the Arizona guys. I knew Teddy Bruschi, and then I didn't know another Arizona guy till Chris McAllister. So it wasn't like they were at the forefront of my mind. I can remember them having the dual threats, the two quarterbacks they were switching back and forth. I forgot their names right now. I remember Trung Candidate. I'm trying to think of that time frame when I was really into Arizona football, and it wasn't during that time. So I didn't study the coaching staff at that time. But thank you for the flashback there, David. I'll definitely study it up. Appreciate you. Javada Barron, ding, ding, ding. He hit 2 bullseyes. Bobby Albright says, I'm starting to think we're not going to see Rising this year. Is there anything you know that we don't know about the situation? Yeah, I know that some players are valuing their future over this season, and I don't think Cam Rising's ever coming back this year. I think there is no intention for him to play this year. Be healthy for the draft. Be healthy for the combine. Get your NFL career started. I don't think Cam Rising plays for Utah. Eric Bittner says, give this man some likes. Rico, thank you for the baller education you're giving to us. I try my best, Eric Bittner. Rico, I don't gamble. Shout out to David in Arizona. Have you and the MVPs noticed how many passing touchdowns against U of A defense? So, I can tell you that whenever I go to pick a game, I have a lot of faith, and I believe in Arizona's defense. I think they're great, and, yeah, they're very difficult to pass on. I have noticed that they are just a good team. They're a very good team. U of A is and now that they fixed their offensive woes, they look to be a top 25 team for sure. Eric Bittner says, any chance U of Arizona gets more upsets for the rest of the season? Yeah. Eric Bittner, they could win out, bro. They could win out. They're that good. Arizona's a very good football team. They changed who they are. They're not the same team anymore. Shout out to Jimmy F. again. As a Colorado is playing and improving, even though they choked this past week, how do you think they compete with the Big 12 next year? Well, I think Arizona's the favorite, and I think Colorado can be competitive next year in the Big 12. I really do. Another 6 to 8 wins sounds very plausible. We'll know more after the offseason. I can't give win predictions for next year unless I know who's declared for the NFL draft, who left in the portal, who joined in the portal. Like, I got to do a lot of assessment. This is what I spend the entire offseason doing, is assessing the teams, and then I tell you guys who's going to be good and who's not. I got it right all off season. Nobody listened to me. People thought I was wrong. They told me I was an idiot. I'm a liar. And then I got everything right week 1, and they looked around and went, holy shit, this guy knew the whole offseason. Yes, I did. That's how it goes. Now, I missed on 2 teams. I missed on North Carolina, bad, because they're undefeated still. And I missed on, I don't think I missed on South Alabama. They just played terrible at the gate. But I definitely missed on North Carolina. So there you go. How will the transfer portal be used by Colorado this upcoming offseason? Anything compared to last season? Complete overhaul again. No, Eric Bittner, not complete overhaul, but there's still going to be 30 additions. It's just the way it goes. They're still going to have some turnover. I think it'll be more surprising, Eric Bittner, to see the turnover that occurs in the coaching staff. Let's see what happens in the coaching staff. I think some people are going to be removed and other people will be empowered. And I don't necessarily know if it's going to be for a benefit, but that's what I'm envisioning. I'm envisioning coaching decisions need to be made. And I think it's difficult to coach underneath Coach Prime. I think it's difficult because you can't offend certain players. You can't say certain things negative about certain players. You can't bench certain players. And that's problematic. That's how I feel. Thoughts on UTSA? They are not in the Mountain West or the Pac-12. Any updates on Mountain West merging with the Pac-12? No update whatsoever, Eric Bittner. Thank you. Mike Schmidt is here. Oh, boy. Thoughts on Antoine Hill Jr. and Bryce Underwood for Colorado? So, if you guys didn't know, these are both very good prep quarterbacks. Antoine Hill Jr., for me, is one of the very best quarterbacks in America. I really like everything he does. He plays for Houston County here in Georgia. I've watched him at length. He goes by AJ, and AJ Hill is must-see TV. So if you want to see him, I say Houston, it's spelled Houston. So Houston County, watch him. Everybody knows Bryce Underwood's great, but I really think Colorado can win one of those recruiting battles, and it'd be pretty cool to see him. It'd be pretty cool to see him. Shiesty with a ninja. My bad. Just joined MVP. Let's get rich this weekend, y'all. Once again, Mike Schmidt is not an MVP. He just says that. He's not green. Rico don't miss a beat, and good shit, Kim, for being the lookout. Watergate, yeah. What happened to y'all moving to my home state, Texas? San Antonio Borin is an awesome place. Eric Bittner, we looked around. We like it, but the dollar stretches a little further in South Carolina. It really does. That's just the reality. But there's some beautiful homes everywhere. So, yeah, and Texas, we were really looking towards El Paso recently because we were just looking at the homes. You can get a damn mansion in El Paso, but South Carolina probably looks ideal. Missouri always beats South Carolina. There you go. OSU money line. OSU, Oregon State. Oregon State, I think they have a bye this week. Oklahoma State. How far does pretty boy Caleb Williams fall in the draft after finally playing a good defense and getting exposed? Could see him falling as far as the second. So Mike Schmidt, I don't see him falling to the second round at all. Maybe the second pick. But I already have it in recording. I don't think Caleb Williams is going to be a good professional quarterback. I need to reassess him after the season. But I just feel like Caleb Williams he doesn't make decisions in rhythm. Everything is extending the play outside of the pocket on the run. It's just like that play couldn't have been drawn up that way. So when you have the propensity to just play some, street ball, some jackass shit, like it's just not good. And I thought it was for many, many months, for a year or two. And now I'm convinced it's not going to work. I'll reassess, but I'm just not feeling Caleb Williams and his approach. Chat, anyone betting Major League Baseball, Rangers money line. There you go, Abel. We need the Marquette football program back. Oh, snap. Why doesn't Georgia Gwinnett College have a football team? Andrew, everything is about funding. Rico, thoughts on the emergence of a new wide receiver category, a tweener in size between tight end and wide receiver, similar to Elric Amoyor or Mikey Harris, somewhere in the 6'2", 220 category. Campbell, there have been wide receivers like this our whole lives. I just don't understand why people weren't paying attention. There's been wide receivers like this. There was Big Mike Williams, BMW for USC, dominated everything, tall as hell. Kelvin Benjamin, same thing. They're just so big. Remember, when you go recruit, you should sign 6 wide receivers every single year coming out of high school. 6. Make 3 of them wide receivers. Make 2 of them DBs, because if they can't catch, make them 2 of them DBs. And then make 1 of them a tight end. Feed them and make them a tight end. So you can just get different size of players and do this. But, yeah, there's always been big wide receivers who are kind of a tweener in between a tight end and a wide receiver. There's many. There's many on every single team. Never mind. It probably has to do with the female scholarship rule you just described. There you go, Andrew. You're tracking. Wait, JMU has to wait 3 years for a bowl? I'm tripping. I thought it was just 1 year. They had to wait last year. After this year, JMU can compete for a bowl. There you go. Word. That's what I thought. 1 year, meaning last year counted towards it. My bad. S9 became an MVP. It's that time, baby. Yes, it is, Ricky Bobby. Thank you. Do you still think the same in SMU game, rainy and cold there? Yeah. Even more so. Even more so, Mason. Be smart. Be smart. Be smart. I think I gave you guys a prop that should tell you how I feel. Turn on Rico Knows. Give yourself that Dutch oven. We hear you, brother. He's there every day. Nothing troll about me, bro. I'm a consistent member of the live. Rico, Italian or Mexican food? Campbell, I'm a Mexican, bro. I'm a Mexican. You can ask him what I do. Soy Mexicano, bro. Like I grew up 100% Mexican. I found out I'm Spanish, but I'm still Mexican. But my DNA is 60 Spanish, 33% indigenous American, which is Mexican, and then 7% African. So, just saying. Ricky Bobby says, Rico Knows is a bad dude. Real bad. Willie Bow Bow, it's Bobo. Old as a bag of bones. Man, what this dude do? What this dude do? You're going to talk about Willie Bobo? I deleted it. I deleted this boy's messages. Rocket Sanders, good SEC running back. So they say, Ricky Bobby. He hasn't played like it. Logan Gentry says, what's good, Rico? How we doing, bro? Big weekend. Do you follow UFC closely or not? Sorry, I just never heard you talk about it. Logan Gentry. In the off season, I will be talking about the UFC longer than you guys know what to do. It'll be MVP content. Do I follow the UFC? I'm an MMA expert. I have been an MMA fighter, coach, everything for 20 years. And I used to teach martial arts just recently for a living before I stopped and started just creating content. But I can show you here. I'm pulling it up for you guys. My live streams, if you look in here, my live streams used to be UFC fight nights for 6 hours straight. I would predict all the winners. You can go watch these under the live tab. I would go and do 5 and 6 hour live streams for UFC in the off season. 6 hours straight, watching the fights from the early prelim through the main event, telling you guys who's winning the fights, explaining to you what's going on with the fights, teaching people about strategy and moves and grappling, striking, the whole thing. I'm a very advanced MMA guy, and that's what I do, just so you know. So, yeah, I'll be all over that in the offseason. Not talking about it now because I'm really focused on college football and the MVPs. We're doing one sport at a time. But thank you. Thank you for asking. I'm as all in as they come, son, but I ain't buying no MVP. There's Ricky Bobby. I was 5 minutes behind. Word. You can catch up. So let's say you're behind on the chat or anything. All you have to do is do the playback speed at 1.25 speed. Keep watching the show. You'll catch up. Why is Pat a sellout, Rico? Baron, he was making $30 million. $30 million a year from FanDuel. $30 million a year from FanDuel, and he gave that up to make $30 million a year from ESPN, with the difference of TV exposure and ESPN exposure. And that affiliation alone increases your brand and your notoriety and your vision. Was $30 million not enough? You just had to sell out for that shit. Not cool, bro. Shout out to Jim Rome for changing his mind and not selling out to those punks. Jim Rome's been making $30 million a year for the last 20 years. Not selling out after Rome is burning. Just letting you know. You're not green, big guy. You're not green. Fraudulent MVP. Who not MVP? Tom Rose is MVP. Your old wife wouldn't let pucker up 25 for Uncle Rick. Uncle Rico. They do. Hey, $25 is a lot of money to some people. Come on now. Shit, my bad, Rico. Won't happen again. It's cool, Abel. It's cool, man. You guys are just having open conversations. We can talk about it at 9 in the morning. We can talk about 9 in the morning in a comment. Old Mike lying about MVP. Earl says, Rico, I know it's not Big Ten Day. Then what are you doing next? But do you think Michigan is guilty, and don't other teams also do it? Earl, I already posted a video on this topic. I have a video on YouTube and a video on TikTok about it. I don't give a shit if they're guilty or not. It's not a big deal to me. Stealing signs, that's not a big deal to me. Scouting your opponents, how dare you? How dare you try to get prepared for the game against the other team? There's only 60,000 cameras in every single stadium. How dare you show up with a camera? Ricky Bobby, old Mike couldn't get him an old MVP. Bally Duras says, what do you think about Rocco Becht at Iowa State? So, Bally Duras, you appear to be new. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the question. This is Pac12 and Mountain West questions only on Fridays. I talk Big 12 on Wednesdays. So, if you showed up on Wednesday, I would talk about Rocco Becht. If you want to know what I think about him, you can go back to Wednesday episodes on the live stream. Find every single Wednesday where I talk about the Big 12. I talk about Rocco Becht probably every week. You don't know what I think about him then. Go watch the shows. Ram Transport LLC says West Virginia winning the Big 12 next year. What a crazy proclamation. Winning the Big 12 next year, you don't know who they're going to have. You don't know who they're gaining. You don't know if they're losing their coach or not. Like, you don't know anything. Javada Barron says, Rico, do you think Deion Sanders can develop talent, or will he always have to get talent from the transfer portal? So those are two very different questions. First and foremost, I refuse to give coaches credit for developing talent. I think talent develops itself. I think the players are 90% responsible for developing themselves, especially at the collegiate level. So you have to recruit the right type of player, right? You're not like self-driven, that phrase, self-driven, self-motivated. You need to find people who are intrinsically motivated versus materialistically motivated, right? So let me explain that to you guys if you don't know what that means. Being materialistically motivated means, like, let's say I tell you, if you complete this workout, I'm going to give you $100. You'd go complete the workout, and you'd get the workout done to the specifications given to you because you want your $100. That is being materially motivated. I am motivating you externally with some type of prize, some type of, reward. But at some point, that reward loses its value. It loses its incentive, because you either get $100 and you got enough, or you do this enough for like a week. Now you got $700. You're like, oh, I don't need that 100. Oh, I'm not motivated. 100 ain't getting me nothing. Oh, I'm good today. I don't need that 100. I'm chilling, right? But let's say you were intrinsically motivated. Let's say it was internal. Intrinsic comes from within. Now, let's say you had a goal of just being in the best shape of your life, or your goal was to be healthier, or you had a goal to beat your workout reps in time from the day before. You're going to go out there and push yourself far beyond whatever the prize was. And you will do that day in and day out over and over and over because you're addicted to the success. You're addicted to your gains. You are intrinsically motivated to improve yourself. That's what workaholics have. That's what successful people have, is being self-driven and motivated. So when you find a football player who is self-driven and motivated and intrinsically motivated to develop themselves to become better, meaning they're going to watch extra film, they're going to go work out in the gym even when you don't tell them to. They're going to do the workouts, and then they're going to stay after practice and catch 1,000 balls, or they're going to run 20 more routes or do 10 more sprints. Like, you're looking for those guys who are going to go above and beyond your requirements, and they're going to be the most successful, right? I've been in the military for over 20 years. And when we're in the military, we have to do PT every morning, physical training. And we have to go work out in the morning. And that workout can be difficult, especially if you don't like getting up in the morning, you don't want to run 5 miles that day, whatever it is. But when I give those guys those workouts and I lead those workouts, as a senior leader, I have to be better than everybody in front of me. That is my mindset. That is my intrinsic motivation. Like, I internally tell myself, I am the best. I will be better than these guys. They're not going to run me into the ground. They're not going to outpush me. They're not going to outwork me. And if I had that mindset for 20 years, you got to imagine a kid coming off the street trying to beat me at anything. I just demolish him. He'll think to himself, oh, I can do 50 push-ups right now without stopping. And I'll look at him and go, yeah, I do that shit every day, 3 times a day. Like, I can do 100. Like, I'm on a whole nother level. And that's the way you make great people. Like, my best soldiers were always the ones who worked out in the evening after the workouts. Everybody has to do that 1 hour workout in the morning. Everybody has to do that 1 hour and a half every single morning. That's the bare minimum. But who is getting off of work at 1700 at 5 p.m. and going straight to the gym, putting in 2 hours, going home, taking a shower, and then doing their homework all night to get their degree? Those are the intrinsically motivated people. And when it comes to college football, you have players who just go to practice, do the requirements of practice, and then as soon as practice is over, they're texting a girl, and they want to go meet up and hook up with this girl. They want to go see somebody else. They want to do something else. They don't even understand that the practice is the bare minimum. You need to do more. You need to be lifting weights. Coach said you got to do 3 workouts this week. There's somebody out there doing 6. So when you say, can Deion Sanders develop talent, it's the talent has to be willing to develop themselves. You have to recruit the right type of player that has those intrinsic motivations, or you won't succeed. These are the kids that say, I want to go to Bama or Georgia and compete with the players on the roster. This is who you're trying to get. Now, or will he have to get talent from the transfer portal? Everybody has to get talent from the transfer portal. If you don't, you fall behind. If you don't address your needs. There's not a single team out there that is ignoring the transfer portal and succeeding, right? The way Alabama and Georgia do it is they get rid of all the recruiting misses with the transfer portal so they can just get more players from high school. But they're still using the transfer portal. They're just dropping 20 dudes every year so they can sign 25 in every single class and not worry about it. So it's just a little different. But Coach Prime, if you're talking about getting a true freshman, developing that person to be a senior leader or an All-American and then a draft pick, that is 3-4 years away. And even then, how many seniors get drafted? How many seniors become NFL football players? We make a big deal out of it if 3 guys get drafted, if 4 guys get drafted. So, from one team. So, if you recruited 25 players, only a handful of those guys will be NFL caliber of any sort. The rest will be academic casualties, injuries, misses in recruiting, just average players. So it's misleading when people think coaches are developing players at some, obtuse level or some ridiculous level to make them successful. No, the players were successful. The best soldiers to lead were the good ones. Like, of course, I loved when a kid showed up and I said, what are your hobbies? He's like, working out. Or when I had a cyber kid and I said, what are your hobbies? And he goes, oh, I like playing video games. Okay, so when we get off of work, what are you doing? Well, I like to grind on my video games for about 8 hours, and then I go to bed. That guy is not going to help me win any wars. That's the different mindset. So you got to recruit the right guys. I think Coach Prime recruits the right guys. I think he's looking for dogs. I think he's looking for people who want to compete. But you still got to use the transfer portal to address your needs. So that's how you answer that question. I apologize. What the fuck? Antoine just committed to Colorado. Oh, did he? Are you lying to me, Earl? Are you lying to me? AJ Hill. Houston County, 24/7. No interviews will be answered after my game tomorrow. I'm home, Skull Buffs. What I just say 25 minutes ago. I said AJ Hill will be, hey, did I just get that right in front of your face there, Earl? Did I just get that right in front of your face 25 minutes before it became public? Hey, shout out to Rico Knows. Just called it. What now? That's a huge one. I'm making a video on it. Pause. Mike Schmidt. Garrett Green, senior citizen next year, going to go crazy. You just got called out for being a fake MVP. I knew you were a liar. Bally Duras. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. What do I think about Rocco Beck? Thank you for the super chat. Unfortunately, I don't answer that question until Wednesdays. Go back and watch it. I've already answered it. Thank you for the super chat, though. Feel terrible. Double standards at Colorado. Travis Hunter, bad play, cost an extended play that resulted in points, gets a hall pass from Coach Prime. Any other player gets benched and screamed at. You know that's true, Yardman. Ballydur says, I agree Williams is okay, but kind of like Kyler Murray. I like Penix more. It's a matter of preference. I like Drake May more. I do. I like Drake May more than all of them at this point. Drake May's really showing out when I thought they would have a down year. That's how I feel. I honestly think May is making a case for the best quarterback. There you go. In the draft, but don't say it, Rico, because Theo Ash will call you racist. Yeah, that's me. SMU rolling tonight. AJ to Colorado, turn me up. Oh, shit. UFC, turn the volume down and listen to Rico. Tom Ross knows. Tom Ross knows. I agree with you. My bad. USC. The Ohio State will win tomorrow McCord breakout game. Rico breaking down the psychological side of the game. My bad. I wasn't able to watch today, but I got to say it every week. Penix for Heisman. There you go. Shout out to Joseph D'Angelo becoming an MVP. Welcome to it, man. Go watch the video. Learn what we're doing tonight. It is raining hard as hell out here, y'all. I am watching it. Just opened up the sky. I got to become an MVP. How do you do it? You hit the join button. It's in the video here. Read the instructions. There's a video right here in the details of this video. You can go to the perks and join. I pinned the video. But do you think that person that grind the video game for 8 hours could put the effort towards something that programming, I think everybody has a use, and I think he could help you win a war. Just not in the way you see it. So, Kels, I'm a cyber expert. I'm a cyber expert, bro. You're talking the wrong one. Yes, I do think that I have individuals who can go home and work on their craft, whatever it be, working on VMs. If they're computer science experts and they want to work on server stacks and show me their seam and start collecting PCAPs and do their data analysis, let me tell you something. Those guys, when I ask them what their hobby is, they say cyber defense. Huge difference from a kid who says, I want to play video games. Playing video games includes Black Ops and League of Legends and WoW and Madden, NBA 2K. That doesn't win me anything. No way you called it. I opened Twitter and it was right there. Earl, I called it, bro. What's your rule with injury report? Probable, they are most likely playing. What are the rest? So, Kavion, probable is 90% playing. Questionable is 70% playing. Doubtful is 70% not playing. Could be as high as 80%, and then there's out. That's the rule. I actually made a video on this. That's the percentages. Do you think UCLA is a sleeper team to win the Pac-12? If you're sleeping on them, Jordan Williams, I like UCLA's defense. I think they're a good team. I don't know about winning the Pac-12. That's going to be difficult. They got to obviously win this week. Where are they at? Where's that UCLA game? Who they playing? Where's UCLA? Am I tripping? Are they not playing this week? Oh, they're not playing this week? Pac-12. Oh, yeah, they're playing Stanford. So they're going to win that. Let's go over here. They got 2 losses. Utah, Oregon State. They're going to win. Whoo! They got to beat Arizona and USC. They got 2 other games they got to beat on the road. Arizona, USC. They got to win the rivalry, and they got to beat Arizona. Other than that, they look pretty good. Definitely a bowl team. Pretty damn good. All right, y'all. I need to go make an A.J. Hill video. This will be exciting. Ohio State or Penn State, Rico. That's not a Pac-12 question or Mountain West question. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Let's rock it. Remember, your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Oh, and one more thing, y'all. Really important you guys remember this, okay? All the MVPs tonight. We're going to be watching the live stream. Show up. We got prop bets. We got data. We got plays. But we're about to go green. Peace, y'all. If it's going to work.
When they come, and they will, they'll come for you.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
Well, I thought the beast had wandered off.
You're missing the point. There's no throne. There is no version of this where you come out on top.
Let me infiltrate the beat, concentrate the heat. If you ain't on my level, fuck it, let me be. I'll be going till it's all in motion, talking killing rappers, then I hit my quota. And my train of thought is more a locomotive, talking reason for it, I got locomotive. Used to be on a revenge tip, on a stun on my ex and a friend's tip. I was Spider-Man whipping the black suit, I was powerful but almost lost Luke. Blurring the line between human and artist, try not to change but I swear it's the hardest. I swear when you're up they turn you to a target. Home was a trip, all I did when I'm talking. So, what it take to be an icon? All on your desktop, so I just might already be one. My me with the label, it feels on the table one time, but I'm down for a free lunch. Just speaking my heat-seeking missiles of hits, but other than me, I see no heat exists. Yo, gassed up, I'm about to go green, go green, go green. Hulk smash if she know me, know me, know me. Write it to life like I'm Stan Lee, Stan Lee, Stan Lee. If life's about to be a cold war, I'm the hero that they asked for. Green, I'm about to go green. I'm about to go green. I'm about to go green. Get the fuck back, I'm about to go green. I might begin making a feature Iraq. Cause when I hit your beat, I turn shit to Iraq. Dropping bombs like I'm cursing you out. This your house, then I'm kicking you out. Quiet as a mouse, came in the game, now the word is out that I've been lighting the flame. Shit is potent, don't you know it? I've been flowing, steady growing till they know the name. Saw it ahead of time, knew that I'd get to my losing myself in the view that's some window pain. I swear I'm all about peace, I'm a positive person. Wasn't always like that, you know it took me some learning. They asked me how I push a positive light, how I keep my composure through internal fights when addressing the mic through these dark nights. Where the Bruce Wayne, what a trick me. Here's some truth that I'll let free, Bruce Banner of rap if you ask me. When my will to win and the track meet, the secret is I'm always angry. Yo, gassed up, I'm about to go green, go green, go green. Hulk smash if she know me, know me, know me. Write it to life like I'm Stan Lee, Stan Lee, Stan Lee. If life's about to be a cold war, I'm the hero that they asked for.